Hi everyone, I'm Kana and I just finished week 6 of Code Platoon Software Bootcamp. Today I am talking to you from my car because my daughter is in her swim class. And this is what I'm sort of hoping that software development will do for me, is that I'll be able to do a job and I'll be able to take my job with me where I go and be able to still support my family in the activities that they are doing. So what I would like to talk about this week is what we learned the past 2 weeks, why I'm really glad I'm in a boot camp, and a little bit about the assessments that we do at Code Platoon. So week 5, we learned about databases and SQL. Databases are how you store all that data that you provide. So like when you go to Facebook or any of the social media things, you have posts, you have likes, you have users. That's the data that needs to be stored. And SQL is how you can search for specific data that you want, or find groups of data together that get information that you're looking for. This past week, we learned about Django, which is a framework for web development. And what exactly does that mean? If you think about a house being built and you see the wood frame there, you can tell that there's going to be some bathrooms, there's going to be some kitchen, or probably a kitchen, maybe a few bedrooms, a living room, maybe a laundry room. And that's generally what every house has. And in the same way, Django provides the frame or the framework for web applications. So generally a web application will have users. So they provide a plugin that you can just sort of plug and play with users instead of having to write the code to enter user information. And it's very helpful. So instead of having to just have land and build your house from scratch, you can have that structure already there and just put in the things that you want to put in to make the house yours or to make the web application yours. These past couple weeks are hard. We are definitely in the meat of the boot camp, and it's been why I wanted a boot camp, but it has also been what I've been nervous about in taking a boot camp. It's getting harder to keep up with all the new things that we are learning every single day. But what would be even harder than being in a boot camp and trying to just hang on for dear life is having to figure out what to learn and then to learn it. So at least by being in a boot camp, the structure is set up so that if I learn everything, if I can learn everything that I'm supposed to be learning, by the end of this, I should be able to build my own web app from scratch, full stack. And that's the goal of this, and that's my goal in doing a boot camp. So I am really glad that I'm here where I don't have to be figuring out what to learn. I just need to try to stay caught up as best as I can. And I have classmates that we are in this together. So while we are just all hanging on for dear life, we have each other to support and to commiserate with. So it has been really nice to have my classmates. We have a great class and I am thoroughly enjoying being back in that classroom setting. In my last video, I mentioned that I was going to have an assessment. That's why I did not do a video last weekend. And I will have another assessment next weekend. So again, I will not be doing a video next weekend. What these assessments are, we have 5 of them at Code Platoon, and they happen every couple of weeks at the beginning. They just sort of give the instructors a feel for how the class is doing and how we're picking up the material, but it also gives us a measurement to see how we're doing. So I find it very difficult during the week to finish all the assignments, and we aren't supposed to. They said the instructors say to just get as far as you can and try to do as much as you can, but that we aren't necessarily expected to finish everything. So on a day-to-day basis, I try to optimize learning. So whichever exercise really addresses the topics that we learned that particular day, I will focus on that exercise and I will get as far as I can and get to the point where I feel like the benefit of doing more is not going to teach me more about the topic that we're doing, and then move on to the next exercise. So I often don't finish any given exercise during the week. I am just trying to maximize the amount of learning I am doing in each particular topic. And if one topic I'm struggling with a specific day, I just write it down on a whiteboard and then move on the next day, learn the new topic that we're learning, and the days that are easier, I will go back and learn the topics I didn't quite get through. So the assessments for me are great because it shows me where my gaps are in my knowledge, as well as it gives me a chance to finish something. So I will take the assessments all the way to completion because you have to turn it in. And during the week, I also don't really optimize my solutions because I'm just trying to learn. And with the assessment, I will take the time to try to make the solution as optimized or as efficient as I possibly can. So it gives me an opportunity to really do a project from start to finish and to really see where I understand things and areas where I have questions still. And I can either then go out to YouTube or the Google and find answers to that question, or I now know what to ask in class. So even though assessment seems scary because, nobody likes tests, at the same time, I think it gives a different way of solving problems in a boot camp that I really do appreciate. Instead of my goal being purely let's learn as much as possible in as little time as possible, it's giving me time to really focus on one task or one application and really see the whole thing through like I would in a job. So that has been nice. Like I said, we do have an assessment next weekend, and so I will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening. Bye.